Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2021 virtual statewide March for Marrow, California 5K Run and Walk. I am Stephanie Ham, co-chair of March for Marrow, California. We hope that you and your families are all safe and sound as we come to you virtually today, kicking off our California Marching for Better Treatments and Cures for Bone Marrow Failure Diseases. In September, the Aplastic Anemia and MDS International Foundation decided that the forecast for COVID-19 was such that our patients, families, and friends should not be exposed to large in-person events. Therefore, AAMDSIF continues to hold all our Marches for Marrow in 2021 as virtual events. In California, we made a conscious effort to contact doctors and hospitals throughout the state, from San Diego to Sacramento, San Francisco, and even Davis, to improve awareness about rare bone marrow failure diseases and our efforts to raise funds for the patient and family services at AAMDSIF. Through this virtual opportunity, you can run or walk any time between today and Saturday, May 1st at 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, wherever you are in this hemisphere, and in a park, around a track, on a treadmill, or you can sleep in and donate to our campaign. If you are running, consider using the Strava app to time your run. That way, your finishing time will go directly to Powered by Professionals. If you do not use Strava, send your time to Amy at AFERRONE@poweredbyprofessionals.com so that we can record it and send out placement memos. Please don't forget to share your photos on social media as well, and use these hashtags, hashtag AAMDSIF, hashtag March4MarrowCA, and hashtag IRunForAAMDS. We want your wonderful faces up front, every one of you. You can donate at any time this week by going to marchformarrow.org. Please continue to do so. And remember, you can purchase raffle tickets. This year we have some unique handcrafted items, a colorful quilt, a custom wall hanging, and one of Susan Cass's imaginative blankets for children. We also have autographed game balls from LA Rams Johnny Hecker and from soccer player Mia Hamm. And 4 of those wonderful $100 Skechers shoe cards and CDs, for example, by our vocalist, Andy Hill and Renee Safier, among other things. Check it out. You'll find this big red raffle ticks button on our March for Marrow California site at marchformarrow.org. The committee will be pulling those raffle winners on May 1st and will be mailing prizes to the winners on Monday, May 3rd. All right. So why are we here today? Goal number 1 is to raise awareness about bone marrow failure diseases. Goal number 2 is to raise $35,000, which I think we've almost done. So let's push it up and raise even $40,000 for bone marrow failure disease. The Aplastic Anemia and MDS International Foundations provides critical education, support, and hope for patients living with aplastic anemia, MDS, myelodysplastic syndrome, PNH, paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria, and PRCA, purebred cell aplasia, and other related bone marrow failure diseases. We are very grateful this morning to have Andy Hill and Renee Safier open our event with the beautiful It's Fine by AJ Argento. Following Andy and Renee, we are pleased to have Chrissy Kobata join us. Team Chrissy has walked with us since our very first event at Cal State Dominguez Hills in 2010. She will welcome all of you to our 12th annual event here in Southern California. We have designated Chrissy as our spotlight honoree for everything that she does for her community in terms of bone marrow donors and bone marrow failure disease. Chrissy was diagnosed with MDS in 2009. She needed a bone marrow transplant, but no one in her family was a match because she is Japanese and Caucasian. For that reason, she has made it one of her missions in life to find more mixed race donors. Chrissy had a successful transplant in 2017 with an unrelated donor, Andy, Renee, and then Chrissy.
It's all okay. It's all right. Abstract colors blend together, taking shape in stormy weather. Surprises when the clouds all go away. You take shelter in the summer, safe from when they might discover your soft dreamy nights when you stayed away. It's all okay, it's all right. Darling, keep your head up high, it'll be just fine. It's all okay, it's all right. Darling, keep your head up high, it'll be just fine. Rhythmic ocean, striking motion, drowned out waves of pure emotion. Tide will never let you get away. Falling through the sky for hours, landing on red plastic flowers, feeling safe for the first time you're away. It's all okay, it's all right. Darling, keep your head up high, it'll be just fine, it'll be just fine. It's all okay, it's all right. Darling, keep your head up high, it'll be just fine. It's all okay, it's all right. Darling, keep your head up high, it'll be just fine, it'll be just fine.
Abstract colors blend together, taking shape in stormy weather. Surprises when the clouds all go away. You take shelter in the summer, safe from when they might discover your soft dreamy nights when you stayed away.
It'll be just fine, it'll be just fine. It's all okay, it's all right.
Hello, everyone. As Stephanie said, I wanted to welcome everybody to the 2021 virtual statewide March for Marrow for California, our 5K run walk. I'm Chrissy Kobata, and I am very honored to be here. It's interesting to be here virtually, and I know that over the last 10 years prior to last year, we've been gathering in Long Beach at the Shoreline Village to be together and do a wonderful, it's always been a fun day to gather and see everyone come together to support the mission. I want to thank all of the volunteers and the runners, the walkers, sponsors, residents in LA and throughout California that are participating this year. Being a patient with a bone marrow failure disease and having now been cured of that disease, it's foundations like AAMDS that really are something that are so necessary and needed to explore treatments and medications and ways in which that they can extend patients' lives that are dealing with these kinds of diseases. So it's just so important to continue to support them. And, I know that everyone here has a close, it's close to their hearts, whether it was affecting you personally or it was a family member or a friend. I think it's just amazing that we can all gather together in the spite of everything that we've all experienced over the last year and a half to come together still and continue going forward. It's really incredible. I also feel as though that, it's always important to remind people that, from a patient perspective, knowing that there are people out there that are doing things, that are working to help you along this journey and find a cure and, find treatments and have support. I just can't tell you the kind of support and comfort that gives a patient. It can be a very lonely road, but having that kind of knowledge in the back of my head, knowing that there were people out there, doctors, researchers, friends and families, strangers, fundraising and searching for new ways to help patients like me just means so much. And now, as Stephanie had said, I am almost 3.5 years post-transplant, which I just can't believe it's been that long. And I have been thriving. I've been healthy and just beyond grateful to all the support that I've received over the years and continue to receive. And I just love being a part of this still because all of that love and energy and support that went to me, I just want to be able to give back and help others and pay it forward. And I know that so many other patients like me feel that way. So I think that, being a part of this and coming together is just incredible. And I applaud everyone who's here. And thank you. I also want to call out today's champion for the March for Marrow 2021. It's Miss Megan Lamb from Palmdale. Megan was diagnosed with aplastic anemia when she was 15, but she had to wait until she was 25 to go through a bone marrow transplant. And so those 10 long years of waiting, I can relate to that. I had a similar 10-year wait. And, it's a difficult journey to go through, but I'm sure as Megan experienced, a lot of support throughout those years. And then finally being able to go to transplant at 25 is just amazing. The even more amazing thing is that now Megan serves as a nurse at the trauma hospital, giving back each day. And it's just incredible. I completely am in awe and commend Megan for what she's doing and how she's helping others. I'm also proud that there are a number of hospitals in the Los Angeles area that serve the bone marrow failure patients. So Cedars-Sinai, City of Hope, Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, the UCLA Medical Center, Miller's Children's Hospital in Long Beach, are also one of those centers. I personally hold City of Hope close to my heart, as that was my treatment center. But all of these incredible medical centers, providing healthcare and providing services to patients in need. We just thank you so much, and it's amazing to be have so many in the Los Angeles area. And then, to round out, the greatest advantage of being virtual with this event, is that we are able to have more people participate who maybe weren't able to come in person before to Long Beach, throughout the state of California join in and be educated and learn more, and then also help spread awareness for those needs to continue the work for bone marrow failure diseases. They are definitely rare. They're more rare and they're less often known compared to many of the blood cancers. But the treatments are always still the same for the most part in terms of bone marrow transplants. And the need for donors is still so vast. So I encourage everyone and anyone to continue, talking about it, telling your friends and family to register with Be the Match. Becoming a bone marrow donor is so easy these days. It's just a cheek swab, and you can literally save someone's life. Actually, my best friend's husband was just a donor in January for an 8-year-old boy, and he actually donated marrow, so he went through the procedure to donate marrow. He was back up and running the next day, and he said, considering he's a father of 2 as well, he said he was just so glad that he could do something. He had registered on my behalf, but to be able to actually do something and save someone's life is really incredible. So continue spreading the word, continue registering people, telling people to get on the registry. I just want to thank everyone and welcome everyone to this year's event. And I hope that everyone has a phenomenal and wonderful 5K run walk wherever you are in the state of California, and have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. I have to clean off my mascara. She made me cry. Thank you, Andy and Renee. Thank you, Chrissy. We look forward to being together again in person next year. As all of you know, events like these don't succeed on their own. It takes the support of our volunteer committees as well as our sponsorship partners. I'm really grateful to be working alongside my husband, Bill Ham, as co-chairs for March for Marrow, California. I'm also thankful to our entire committee, Ruth, small but mighty, Ruth Quadra, Shahana Larson, and Gus Quinones. And our social media team is really exceptional this year. Sierra Decker is from Bethesda, Maryland. Bahavya Vardhan Jain is from Meerut, India. And Valentina Sanchez Cuenca is from Panama City, Panama. How about that? And we thank you for participating and forming your teams to raise funds for our cause. Our teams this year are the Little Lambs, Team Marrow Forums, Team Pat Reed, Team Josh O, Team Big G, Team Craven, Move for Marrow, Team Joshua, and Non-Jerks United. And I bet Team Chrissy is in there too. We would also like to give a big thank you to our March for Marrow national sponsors who've really come out this year. Our gold sponsor, Alexion, our silver sponsor, Bristol Myers Squibb, our bronze sponsors, Acceleron, Apellis, Novartis, Tayo Oncology, and from Texas, Tito's Vodka. And our local sponsors, including our honoree, the James Allen Reap Family Foundation, Denise Dedore and KABC TV Channel 7, Connie Britton, Andy Hill and Renee Safier, the Mia Hamm Foundation, the Tony Argento family, the Shadden Group at Morgan Stanley, National Medal Stampings, Be the Match City of Hope, Asians for Miracle Marrow Matches, the Los Angeles Rams, Skechers, Define Body and Mind, and Smart and Final. Let's give all our sponsors a virtual applause. I'd like to turn your attention to this greeting from Alexion, our Gold National sponsor.
Hi, I'm Dr. Anita Hill, Vice President, Medical Affairs at Alexion. I'm excited to join you at this year's March for Marrow events. What a great way to bring the community together when we can't be together in person, to help support education and research for patients and families in their fight against bone marrow failure. For over 25 years, Alexion has been focused on serving the rare disease community by developing and delivering transformative medicines. Today, we are proud to have 5 medicines approved to treat 7 rare diseases and devastating conditions, and to serve patients in more than 50 countries. However, we know there are many people with rare diseases who are still waiting for medicines to treat their condition, and this drives our sense of urgency to continue growing and expanding our medicine development programs. In fact, that's why I joined Alexion after spending more than 20 years as a hematologist. I have seen firsthand the devastating consequences that bone marrow failure and PNH can have on people living with chronic debilitating blood disorders and the impact on families. Listening to and learning from those living with PNH and the people in their support networks helps guide our efforts to continue addressing the needs of the community, while always keeping patient safety at the center of everything we do. We know PNH affects people differently. One size does not fit all. That's why we continue to innovate, to give patients choices. We work to make our medicines available to even more people, like children and teenagers, and study more convenient ways of receiving treatment, including in your own home. We are proud to support AAMDS's efforts to raise awareness of bone marrow failure diseases. When a loved one is diagnosed with a chronic rare disease, it changes the lives of their families. The courage we see in those living with PNH inspires us in our work to deliver transformative medicines and services, and to help improve the lives of people with PNH and their families. You are our inspiration. You are our guiding star.
Thank you. We are pleased now to present AAMDSIF's CEO and Executive Director, Janice Fry-Angel. This is her first March for Marrow series with us, and wouldn't you know, it all has to be virtual. Director Fry-Angel.
Hello, and welcome to the 2021 March for Marrow Virtual Walk and 5K series. I'm Janice Fry-Angel, and I am the CEO of Aplastic Anemia and MDS International Foundation. As we all know, bone marrow failure disease can strike any person of any age, any gender, of any race, anywhere in the world. Patients are searching for answers, support, and hope from AAMDSIF. We're thrilled that you're joining us to celebrate these patients and raise funds and awareness for aplastic anemia, MDS, PNH, and related bone marrow failure diseases. We are a patient-focused, patient-centered organization, serving patients and families throughout the 3 phases of bone marrow failure disease: the life-changing phase of diagnosis, the life-threatening phase of treatment, and a lifelong phase of living with chronic illness. We want to provide community for patients and their families who are suffering from these rare diseases. I want to thank all of our national sponsors and thank all of you for running, walking, and just supporting AMDS community. We truly appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Janice. And now it is our pleasure to introduce our medical expert, Susan Carson, nurse practitioner in the hematology section of the Cancer and Blood Disease Institute at Children's Hospital, Los Angeles. Did Susan make it on? Julie?
Susan's here.
Yes, I'm here.
She's here. I'm just going to move her onto the screen. Hang on just a second.
Okay, I'll finish my intro then. Susan obtained her nursing degree at the University of Toronto and joined the hematology program at CHLA as a case manager. In 2001, she graduated from the University of California, Los Angeles as a pediatric nurse practitioner. She continues to love working with benign hematology and bone marrow failure patients and has become a nationally and internationally known speaker for red cell disorders, bone marrow failures, and iron overload. Susan.
Well, thank you so much, Stephanie, for that lovely introduction. And thank you so much for inviting me to be here this morning with everyone. You know, this is my favorite annual event. It's my favorite organization because I feel the passion that everybody has, especially from Stephanie down and her family, in helping patients and families affected by bone marrow failure syndromes. You know, at Children's Hospital, where I've been for over 20 years, this is such a rare and life-changing disease. And even though it's 1 in a million, for us, it feels like it's all too often that we get a new family, a new patient diagnosed with this life-changing illness. And we see the impact that has on that family. And we also see the impact in the community because so many people don't know about aplastic anemia. They don't understand MDS, PNH. They may never have heard of it. So the work that you are doing and spreading the word about this, recruiting potential bone marrow donors is so vital and so important. And we continue to do our work at CHLA in helping families. You know, I always say it takes a village to take care of these families. So we have a really large, dedicated team of hematologists, lab researchers, social workers, nurse practitioners, nurse case managers, all dedicated to helping patients thrive even when they have such a life-changing disease. We're also part of the research that's going into how we can make living with this disease better and how can we better cure and change outcomes. We're a proud member of the North American Pediatric Aplastic Anemia Patient Consortium, NAPAC, which is doing transformative research into looking at who responds to medical therapy better. Why is that? We're also part of the transit study, which is looking at using unrelated transplant donor right off the bat with our aplastic anemia patients, rather than if they don't have a matched sibling donor. What can we do to help patients live longer? We're also part of a leading edge iron overload program that looks at the impact of blood transfusions on patients after they go through transplant. How can we treat that in order to improve late effects and prevent problems? The most important thing also that we do is education. We work so hard at educating our families, not only to care for their children, but how to advocate for themselves. And we love to point them in the direction of the Aplastic Anemia and MDS Foundation so that they can meet other families, meet other patients. It's such a small community. Doesn't have the same presence as the pediatric oncology. We don't begrudge them their presence, but it's so wonderful to get our patients and families that connection that they have. And also, I couldn't be more thrilled to be here today with one of my favorite patients, Miss Megan Lamb, who I still have a bag of candy blood on my wall that she gave me when we transitioned her into adulthood. To see that kind of success, to see my patients grow up, to do amazing, to hear she always checks in on us to let us know how she's doing, to hear that she was cured with transplant. As a healthcare professional, that's the greatest gift that I can get, is to hear that my patients are doing so well. And I want y'all to know that we work so hard every day to make sure that we hit that ball out of the park as many times as possible and make sure our patients live long and healthy lives. And we couldn't do it without the support of Stephanie and the foundation, and everyone here is walking today to support research and care for families. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Susan, for that update. You know that our patients and caregivers really like to be part of the news and the progress in all of this with bone marrow failure disease. Thank you so much for joining us. That was great. At this time, I'm going to be able to introduce our 2021 champion, Megan Lamb. I had no idea about her connection with Susan. That is just fantastic. I think
I hope I didn't give something away.
Chrissy has already told you that Megan was 15 years old when she was diagnosed. She had to miss 2 or 3 years of high school, be homeschooled, and went through treatments, procedures, 2 relapses, and then 3 perfect matches when she was 25. And now she works in a hospital in the trauma unit, and we understand that wedding bells are in her very near future. Megan.
Hi everyone, my name is Megan. I am this year's March for Marrow California champion. I was diagnosed with aplastic anemia at age 15 during my sophomore year of high school. At that time, my sister was not a match, so my first treatments were at Children's Hospital of Los Angeles and consisted of IVIG, immune suppressant medications, and steroids. That first treatment I received brought me 2 years of remission, giving me the opportunity to have a normal senior year of high school and freshman year of college. Sadly though, my first relapse hit during my sophomore year of college, and I ended up moving back home and began the immune suppressant medications and steroid treatment once again. Over the next 5 years, I went into remission and then once more had a relapse. I became very familiar and accustomed to juggling work, school, doctor's appointments, hospital stays, and blood transfusions. Finally, I received news from my doctors at City of Hope that I had not 1, but 3 perfect matches to receive a bone marrow transplant. So 10 years after being diagnosed with aplastic anemia, I finally received my bone marrow transplant on June 10th, 2015. I'm now coming up to my 6th year post-BMT, and I look at it all as a distant memory. I am a nurse in a trauma hospital, engaged to the man that was with me through all of this, and I am still blessed with an amazing and supportive family. I want to thank everyone who has supported the March for Marrow through donating, running, or walking, and I encourage you to all keep supporting and raising funds to help continue research for better treatments and one day a cure for bone marrow failure diseases. Thank you. Hi everyone.
Thank you, Megan, for your example and that of your parents, your family, and their top team, Little Lambs. We now have some information from one of our forever partners, Asians for Miracle Matches, or A3M. In 1991, Sharon Sugiyama started a grassroots movement to recruit a marrow donor for her nephew, Nick. Challenged with the low number of minorities, particularly Asian and Pacific Islander bone marrow donors in the National Marrow Donor Registry, Sharon founded A3M, which provides culturally and linguistically appropriate outreach, education, and marrow donor recruitment in ethnic minority communities, including but not limited to Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Filipino, South Asian, Thai, Vietnamese, and Latino. A3M was particularly important to us because our son Garrett was adopted and was from Thailand. His sister Lovedie was at UCLA, and she worked with A3M on several marrow drives at colleges in the SoCal area. Garrett, though he did pass away, eventually reconnected with his biological father and was able to go through a bone marrow transplant. A3M.
Hello, my name is Athena Maria Asclepiadis, and I am the Director of Development and Communications at Asians for Miracle Marrow Matches, or otherwise known as A3M. A3M is proud to support AAMDS and the March for Marrow event this year. A3M is a nonprofit based in Los Angeles, and we are in our 30th year of saving lives. We are a recruitment center for Be the Match, the National Marrow Donor Program. We work with many aplastic anemia and MDS patients in need, particularly those that are of a diverse background. Our organization caters to communities who face cultural and language barriers, and it is our mission to give equal opportunity to all patients in need. Because matching relies heavily on similar genetics and heritage, it is so very important that we diversify the National Be the Match registry. Currently, the registry is just not as diverse as we would like to see it. But with the help of organizations like AAMDS and with people like you, we could together grow the numbers of donors. Some patients we have worked with include MDS and transplant survivor Chrissy Kobata, from whom you heard from earlier, Valerie Sun, an aplastic anemia survivor of over 20 years, who also received a transplant, and LAPD officer Matt Medina, who also battled aplastic anemia. Most recently, we celebrated with Julie, who has been doing well after a transplant she received before the pandemic. Her donor cells have kept her aplastic anemia free, and as of February, she is 1 year post-transplant and counting. We know how difficult it was this past year for patients like her, but we are so inspired by the many generous donors who have still stepped up during these unpredictable times. Currently, 2 of the searching patients we are working with include Glenn, a veteran and devoted father and grandfather who was recently diagnosed with MDS, and Ari, a 15-year-old who has aplastic anemia. These faces are just a few of the thousands of patients we know who are awaiting life-saving matches. To register as a donor, you can text 4AAMDS to 61474 or visit join.bethematch.org/4AAMDS for a cheek swab kit to be mailed to you. You have to be between the ages of 18 to 44 years old and in general good health. Together, we could continue saving lives. AAMDS, keep up the wonderful work you do all year, and congratulations on such a great event.
Thank you, Athena and A3M. Gus Quinones has served as race director for March for Marrow, California for 8 years. Many of us were not as aware of Beth and Gus's experience with bone marrow failure disease. Their youngest son, Kai, was diagnosed with severe aplastic anemia when he was 8 years old. The community of Long Beach gathered around them, rallied around the family, and raised funds for just some of his medical expenses, because we all know how those can be very, very heavy. Kai's condition persisted over almost 5 years, and the family experienced many frightening episodes. Eventually, with the advice and care from Dr. Margolis at Children's Hospital of Wisconsin, the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda, and Miller's Children's Hospital in Long Beach, Kai overcame his disease and is back in school and playing sports. Beth and Gus are our 2021 Family Caregivers honorees. Gus?
Mute that. Hopefully everybody can hear us. So we're all here. And then I'd like to thank you for our award. And we look forward to continuing to give back and everything that we do. It's been an amazing journey, you know, and as Stephanie pointed out, it's taken us from one side of the country to Wisconsin to National Institute of Health, all the way back to get the right answers. And AAMDS has been there the whole step of the way. So we really appreciate that and just absolutely enjoy giving back. And, you know, especially with the run, you know, we look forward to next year when we can all meet in person again. But this year it's kind of fun. Everybody, I look forward to looking on Strava, also looking at all the hashtags on Instagram to see where everybody plans on doing either the walk or their run. and everybody's journey is different. You know, I think that's been one of the underlying messages here. Whether it's transplant, whether it's treatment, there's so many different options, and we would have been completely lost without the help of the AAMDS. Be the Match has been instrumental for so many people. I remember when Kai was first diagnosed when he was 8 years old, and I'm driving around and I have boxes of kits in my car because we didn't have the you couldn't just either send a text message or go on the website and have them send you a cheek swab. It was just so much more difficult to do it, and it's just streamlined the process. So, you know, we pray for everybody out there that's been affected by this. Also pray for the strength of those that are with the people that have been affected. So yeah, everybody, we hope you have a wonderful event today. Kai's right here. He's now 18. He's graduating very strong, and then also he's going to introduce his newest member there. He's got a brand new puppy, little German Shepherd named Athena. So anyway, she brings a lot of joy to him. But good luck, everybody, and I look forward to looking at all the results.
Thank you so much, Gus, Beth, Kai, and stick around because you've got to send us all off on our run or walk. Now we'll get down to our 5K run and patient and family walk. Jelena of Defined Body and Mind is here to provide a warm-up for all of you runners and walkers. Jelena?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to your 2021 March for Marrow. I am your 2019 MC. G was supposed to be your 2020, but obviously that didn't work out so well. But I'm really excited to be here with you today to get you guys warmed up for your march. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's do a little march, no pun intended. Start to draw those knees up. First, you're gonna reach your arms out nice and long. Pull your belly up and in towards your spine. Now round, reach forward here. Round it out. Good deep breaths in and out. And then reach it up to the sky. Pull down behind you, starting to really increase the range of motion through your shoulders. And then we're going to twist across the body here. Twist it. Finding those obliques, stretching and warming them up. Good. Go ahead and plant those feet. Draw your left knee up into your chest. Roll your shoulders back and start to circle that ankle around. Trying to get up nice and tall here. Then we're going to go ahead and change directions here, circling back out the other way. Hug your knee up into your chest, and then gently send that left leg back. Reach both arms up to the sky, big high crescent lunge as you stretch back, opening your heart. And as you exhale, left hand comes down, right arm reaches as you twist up towards the sky. Big breath in. As you exhale, go ahead and take the other hand down. Pop that left foot up a little bit closer. You can do a couple bend and stretch. Feel that right hamstring start to release. And then simply step your left foot up next to your right. Roll your body up and stand up tall. Same thing, other side. Right knee is going to pull up into your chest. Big deep breath. And start to roll that ankle around in one direction. Then we're going to roll it back around the other way. Gently pull your knee up into your chest, big stretch. And then step that right foot back, arms up to the sky, big chest opener, inhale. As you exhale, right hand will come down, left arm reaches up, finding that big twist across the body. As you exhale here, left hand comes down. Pop that right foot up a little bit closer to your left, bend and stretch. Coming out of that pyramid by keeping both knees bent and stepping your right foot up next to your left. Roll it up nice and controlled. And let's step it out nice and wide. Both hands back behind you, press your palms together and then tip forward. Allow the chest, the shoulders to open, the hamstrings to stretch. And allow your elbows to come down, hands come to opposite elbow. Give me a big rock from side to side. And then hands down, bend the knees and straighten the legs a couple times. And then on this last one, Keep them softly bent, roll it up. Inhale, arms come all the way up. And exhale, draw your hands down. Pull those feet in closer together. And I hope you guys have an amazing march and see you at the finish line.
Thank you, Jelena. Love Define because it uses ballet bar, which I love, as well as cycling, aerobics, yoga, a really great combination of keeping fit. So once again, let me please thank all of our March for Marrow national sponsors: gold sponsor Alexion, silver sponsor Bristol Myers Squibb, bronze sponsor Aceleron, Apellis, Novartis, Tayo Oncology, and Tito's Vodka, and all our local sponsors. Congratulations to all you super fundraisers, today's honorees, and all our teams. AAMDSIF truly appreciates your support. The foundation's strength really comes from the multifaceted community it's developed over 37 years. AAMDSIF serves and educates the patient population and health professionals and provides financial support to clinical researchers searching for better treatments and a cure or cures. There are still a few more minutes to buy raffle tickets. They're just $5 for a single ticket and $25 for 6 tickets. Go to March for Marrow at marchformarrow.org. And actually you have all week to buy them, but go look at the prizes and buy a few tickets. Without further delay, I'm going to ask Gus Quinones and family. It's so good to see all of you, Kai, Beth, and hello to Klaus. We're going to gather and send our runners and walkers off. See you back here next Saturday, May 1st at 9 a.m. for our closing ceremonies.
All right, you guys. So everybody have fun today. And again, look forward to seeing everybody's hashtags and everybody's Strava. And to start it off, we'll say on your mark, get set, go.